Hey there, I just received my copy of DC Superheroes United Batman Hush, which I would like to unbox for you all today. Now, I did back the Kickstarter for this game. I didn't go all in, but I did get quite a few items for it. Most notably, I did get the Arkham Asylum Outbreak. I did get the Arkham Asylum Breakout. And I did that mostly because it came with a Kickstarter exclusive card pack that allows you to play as the Joker and Harley Quinn in the Batman Breakout or Arkham Asylum Breakout mode. And my wife and I are pretty big fans of the Joker and Harley Quinn. Halloween is my wife's favorite holiday of the year, and we have been known to paint our faces and dress up as the Joker and Harley Quinn. So I wanted to make sure that we were able to play as those characters when I received the Kickstarter. And so when I saw this, I couldn't resist picking it up because it also contains the Joker and Harley Quinn characters. Even though it looks like they are not playable as hero versions, we like the characters so much that it's nice to have them. Alright, we got some craptastic cardboard components here. Very similar to the Marvel United components. So that's nice. It doesn't look like there's going to be much new to learn here. Little poison ivy. And I think that'll become relevant as we're unpacking this. And mostly what I want to showcase are the miniatures. You know, this is a miniature painting channel. But as I do so, I will probably compare this to the art found in the game as well. So we have, looks like a pretty decent stack of location tiles. And I'll reserve showcasing the cardboard components when I'm matching them up with the characters, and maybe, you know, showcase some of their special abilities or something, but I don't want to go through every single cardboard chit and card in the game. Alright. As is to be expected, we do have a decent amount of cards for this game. Two rather thick stacks of cards here. I did not back the Marvel Multiverse version of this game, so I'm not sure if that had equipment or not. I believe it did. But this comes with a stack of equipment, and I'm not sure if this is just building off of what was done with the Multiverse. Alright, so what I'll do is I'll move this box aside and we'll look at each miniature up close along with its cards against a nice black background. Alright, and I think we'll start with Poison Ivy controlled Superman first, because he has two sets of cards. One to play as the hero, one as the villain, and it'll also allow me to showcase some of the new abilities on the cards. That is going to be a fun sculpt to paint. Let me show you his villain deck. So that's the back of his villain deck. And the villain deck, I understand that there's some extra BAMs when they're under pressure, but other than that it looks like a fairly standard villain deck. This is going to give one of the hero characters a kryptonite ring. It's going to move Superman around. Alright, and his hero deck has essentially the same art on it. But what I noticed on the hero cards is that in addition to the sort of standard gray box abilities, like Marvel United had, there are some one-time use abilities in yellow, which it looks like you will flip over the card and use that one time during the game. And then there are some green box abilities that look like they are persistent abilities. For example, this one says you may ignore 1 damage during each villain turn. If you do, you may punch once in your location. So that tells me that's probably an ongoing ability that's persistent for the rest of the game. And that is Poison Ivy controlled Superman. And I think we'll do the heroes first, since I think almost everybody agrees that the villains are the selling point and the highlight of these boxes, so I'll save that for last. But here we have the Huntress. And I'm not going to go through the front of every card, because every card is pretty much represented, or every character's cards are pretty much represented by what you saw in the Poison Ivy controlled Superman character deck. And from what I can tell on these models, just, you know, at a glance here, they look extremely clean. And I've noticed that when you get the first print runs of miniatures, they seem to be cleaner. The longer you wait, it seems like the molds start to have issues and you start to get more flashing and mold lines and that sort of thing. And we have everybody's favorite sidekick, Robin. This is actually my daughter's favorite character because she's such a Teen Titans fan that she absolutely loves Robin. Let me tell you guys, I have watched way too much Teen Titans. Teen Titans Go, the original Teen Titans series, I would say it almost got out of control. My older daughter, who's 35 now, she was into the original Teen Titans, which was a little heavier storyline and that sort of thing. And then my youngest daughter, who's now 22, was a huge Teen Titans Go fan. And I watched way too much Teen Titans Go over the years. Mostly in hotel rooms while traveling for swim meets and killing time in between morning prelims and evening finals. Alright, this will probably be the first miniature I paint for this little game here. Oh my goodness, that is spectacular. What do you think? Some yellow OSL coming from the bat signal right there? So cool. And he looks angry. That's an angry Batman. Alright, let's check out the villains. So we have the Joker and Harley Quinn, and I am showing these as a pair because it appears that they act as a pair. I have a villain dashboard here that shows both characters on it, and they only have one deck of cards for both villains. So it looks like they work together. This is very reminiscent of Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver from the Marvel United X-Men First Class box, which I hear is one of the more difficult bosses from that box. I haven't played that box yet. I own it, but haven't played it. Very cartoony looking characters. I like it. Look at that grin on his face. Hers too, for that matter. And I absolutely love that these miniatures have sculpted bases. Makes my life so much easier. And our final villain is Hush. And I know nothing about Hush. Help me out here. I have never seen that villain before this game. Admittedly, I'm not the biggest comic fan. I consider myself more of a DC fan than a Marvel fan, but apparently I haven't read, well, let's be honest, I haven't read any comics. Pretty much animated series and movies is my only exposure. That is still a very cool looking character. He has kind of a little mummy look to him. I did read up on him a little bit. I forget what his special ability is. One thing I know about him is that he has known Batman's alternate identity since the beginning. Alright, and that wraps up our unboxing of DC Superheroes United Batman Hush. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel to join our growing community of painters.